Yeah, as always, Mladen has to play back a little bit of intro while we wait for a few more people, right? Go for it. Okay, hello and welcome. Welcome everyone to this wonderful lecture. I'm very honored to be here together with Miloš Tomić, great author from Serbia. And first of all, I want to use this opportunity to thank the organizers, which are CEE Animation and Production. And this whole event, not just this lecture, but the CEE Animation Experience is financially supported by Creative Europe Media, Ministry of Public Administration in Slovenia, and Slovenian Film Center, the SAP. You have also seen some slides before we start with this lecture from Miloš. You have seen some slides for the next sessions, and I kindly invite you to be present at them. They'll take place very soon. Those are the beginnings of the journey to first steps of animation film with Polyektova Six Sisters. It's on March 23rd. There's also successful animated films that are always driven by strong characters by Robert Lance and moderated by Dave Tušek, our friend from Animalia, Czech Republic. It's on March 30. And also Animalia, David Tušek and Rustam Hasanov, creating immersive sense of storytelling in your visuals on April 15th. You can definitely find more info on CEE Animation website, on Facebook page and everything. So after this intro, which is my pleasure to always speak about the people that support these ideas, I kindly switch to Miloš, which is our star today, a true jewel among animators and directors, and I'm always glad to see his lectures, his workshops, and hear his thoughts. So Miloš, hello and welcome.
Hello, thank you very much for this intro, but I would be happier you to say this is one of the guys that I saw recently rummaging in the street or recording something secretly and then running away, because I'm really more like this. Like my method is more like this, rummaging and hunting, then presenting like now the film director is coming, the camera will be here and so on. But anyway, thank you very much for this opportunity to speak, to show something, and hopefully speak with you after, with the audience, and answer whatever nasty questions. So if I need to present a little bit myself, I'm a filmmaker more than film director, but I would like to say that I'm not a normal filmmaker in a way that I have many others obsessions as well, and luckily film and animation somehow could hold all other things like musing, collecting objects, collecting various stories, exploring some spaces, finding some people, so-called marginals, like interesting people that you cannot meet just like this, and it's precious when you have it, when you find them, somehow to have them, let's say, in the movie or somewhere. And today, yes, topic is poke around, sniff around, and poke ideas for the animation film or whatever kind of creation or something. So I was thinking like how it is working on me, like what helps me, how I do it, or what I discover in other people's work that I like. And somehow for me, it seems that everything starts with a basic daily curiosity. That whatever you do, whatever roots or work you have, it somehow few other senses, like all possible other senses, are open, or at least one eye is watching what's going on around. And when I said what's going on, I meant mostly some like a small unnoticed things, moments, people behaviors, atmosphere in the air, some funny object in the street, pieces of the conversation that unknown people living beside you, or you walking past by. I don't know why, but somehow all those things that I described I have a feeling that they're like jumping to me, and I cannot look at them enough. And then I think most of the people somehow notice those things, but they notice it just for a moment, and then maybe they think, well, it's not my thing, it's not my problem, or yes, interesting, but I have something other to do. And of course, like we have to rush somewhere else. But if you have this basic curiosity, then do you have this kind of need to record those things? At least, to slow down for a moment and take a look and like listen what's going on, or maybe to write them down after, or to record them, or to stop and look closer what's going on, and maybe start conversation with somebody else. Well, I do. I don't know why, and I don't know why I pick some object that I really like. I don't know why I'm recording something that I see at that moment. But somehow all those pieces, if you have a place for them somewhere, then in my case, and from my experience, at least really, sometimes after years, those small things really save you in a way that it's kind of a cherry on the top, or whatever, some kind of key to add to finish some work, even some like a commercial work, like something that you really do, or your film. You need those things, and then they pop up like long after, if you somehow manage to keep them somehow in your memory, on your paper, in your material, like a contact with somebody. So, on the other hand, so this is a world around, like huge world around. Wherever you travel, it could be look through your window, like walking through your daily street or wide world. On the other hand, of course, there is that inner world, like everything what's going on inside you. And this is a pretty similar thing. Like we think that we know who we are and we behave more or less in a some way like us, like in our character. But of course, as that world around, we are changing constantly. And as well, there is many things happen, like many reactions, many thoughts, many ideas that somehow circulate around. But as well, we don't have time to somehow look closer, to put some like sound into it. And take it without censorship, like whatever we thought, however we feel toward some things, let's face it, I would say. And I was thinking for a while, I did something that I call the free fantasy notebook. This is a big notebook, like with a lot of space, without lines. And I started to write down there and draw down there really whatever passed through my mind. So whatever fantasy or how to say subversive thought or boring thought, or you can call it that it's combination of surrealistic automatic writing and diary and scribblings, and if anything, then let at least give ourselves that little island of freedom that would be that notebook of free fantasy. You can even say like, it's not me, it's my alter ego, I don't have to do anything with it, but since it's coming from, somewhere from your direction somehow, I think it would be really precious to write it down, scribble it down, like write it really in a raw way, and then take a look a little bit after and see like what's happened. So, and then if this world outside is kind of boring, let's say so for you, if you don't want to deal with the over complicated personality of yours, and it seems sometimes, and it seems to me as well sometimes, that come on, it's really some egoistic, egomaniac, like Cosmos, making films about yourself, like dealing with yourself, them in a tiny details. Then I found out that to put as a goal, what you do is like a warm present for somebody that is close or far away, that you know or know it just a little bit, but you have this, how to say, need to send something to that person. Then I realized those video presents, or let's say like animation presents, and whatever you want to do, but it's not some like work of art, like your author work of art, one more, but some present for somebody. Then something really funny start to work. Like you don't worry anymore about some like ego things, or is it the best thing that I did, or best thing all over, but somehow you have in mind that somebody, like existing or unreal, like life or death, like better to be alive and like somebody. And then from my experience at least, things just coming, the inspirations simply don't stop, because it's not all around you and for you and so on. I hope you had this experience. Or maybe did you try sometimes to make a film with some cousin of yours, or some like a granny that is selling flowers on the street, or some drunk guy on the street? Like try to follow somebody, to do with somebody for somebody, to kind of help him if they at all need some animation. But yeah, it can help, because now I'm coming finally to an animation. I know this is supposed to be mostly about it, but it can work for any kind of film, I hope. So my experience and how I came to animation is because I ran away from a feature movie, from like narrative movie that I studied in school. Because for me, making a film in that surrounding, in this process of idea, screenplay, storyboard, plan of shooting, crew, technique that is cost, everyday cost, and then like doing this, like filming shot after shot through following the plan was really like just standing beside and watching somebody else is kissing each other. Somehow for me I didn't have that feeling of touching material of my film with my hands. And I don't mean it to control it completely, not that, simply to feel it, to touch it, to have this tactile contact as animation requires, and that narrative feature films don't require necessarily. So after a few really bad movies that I made in school, I come back to my room and continue to do paper collages that I did for years before, and I start to film, to follow one process, how one paper collage is being made. And in this case, there was a lot of scratching, touching, destroying of paper, like a lot of handwork. And there was no many people around, like asking me, "What now? Which shot? Aha, we don't have this. What now? We have the." So like music was playing. I was listening tons of music, and I did it mostly by night in the space where during the day there was office. And I really felt that freedom to simply think with my hands, come to idea during trying and error and like feeling the material, having some dialogue with materials without rushing, with the time to try to think. And one more funny thing is that I think you know as well, if you do animation, it's a long time process and you are making it, and sometimes you could let other half of your brain like going somewhere else, like thinking about rewinding some old movies or of your memories of your life, like thinking about like sending scouts to various directions while your hand are making something, or you're drawing, or you're coloring something. And for me it's really like the only zen moment that I have, like times that I have to look closer to something, to those objects that I do, or those drawings, or whatever it is, people as well. I will come to that on the end. But then at the same times, mind is going somewhere else. About the people, if I start with the story that I ran away from crew, to be alone to do my film, then little by little, as I realized that I can do there in this animation some kind of magic, something is moving, some metamorphosis is going on, like. And then little by little I start to animate objects outside, and then people again. And as I mentioned when I spoke about objects, when you animate people as well, you have such a rare opportunity to come like very close, to somebody, and like slowly to move them, to move the pieces of the clothes, parts of the hair, like whole body, because like the actors in animation film, they hardly know how they should move. It's not the moving the actor from the theater. So you are the one who is jumping into the shot and like changing something, like touching, looking closer, and you have alibi to do it. Normally, if you imagine on the street, to stop somebody, to take a closer look, to touch it really, like to fix it, to touch it, you cannot do it. But animation, and this is why all we do it, let's be honest, we are doing because this is some kind of freedom to explore, to touch those material that we animate, and that material can spread from our studio to our yard, to streets, nearly wherever whatever we dare, to animate, it can be like in our hands, like. All right.
It's a beautiful intro. I'll have to interrupt you for a bit because Miloš prepared a beautiful video lecture for everybody listening this on Zoom and on Facebook. Even if this is going to be recorded, please prepare a piece of paper and a pen to write down, because you'll get some tasks from Miloš as well. Because he prepared a beautiful video lecture last year that he's now sharing with us. And this is really something why I like him communicating with myself and my students. Usually when we teach animation, we try to first create good craftsmen, then direct them to be authors in animation or in moving pictures in general. However, Miloš has a counter approach to everything, and that's why I like to keep in touch with him, because he's the one opening up for ideas, and that's why the name of this lecture, like Sniff around for ideas. Miloš, can you tell us a little bit about this video lecture before we play it back for everyone to enjoy?
Sorry if I sound like now I will give you advices how to do this and that and do it. Really, I'm struggling with those things, like always over, and many times I repeat the same mistakes. But somehow maybe I do teaching as well, because I'm telling those, I'm reminding those things myself, and of course I meet various people that came as a pupil or student. But if I succeed to open them like a little bit, I find out many things. So this video, it's around 10 games, like proposals, invitations to games for you to do it wherever you want, or in the moment where you are somehow stuck in some creative process, let's say. And those methods maybe can move you a little bit to some different angle, and from that positions, maybe you can see that you are not, in fact, in so big trouble that you think you are, and maybe things will move on. And the illustration for that videos are few of those voyeuristic shots that I told you that somehow jump on me everywhere, and a few of short, like film trailers of animation that I did. And please, or if you like, I will be happy to answer whatever after that video lecture. Enjoy.
Just before Miloš plays it, just a small technical info. Please switch to Facebook channel. So CEE Animation, you also have it in the chat. We have to do it because of the smoother video, so you have a better FPS. So I will just leave the slide here and share my screen here, so you know where you have to switch. But also, please come back for the Q&A later here on Zoom. So Miloš, I will kindly ask you to play back the half-hour lecture. So it's a video lecture that you are going to watch now. And after that, please come back to Zoom, because Miloš will be open for Q&A. Thank you very much. Miloš, the floor is yours.
Hello, my name is Miloš, I'm a filmmaker. Today I will be kind of game maker for you. I will propose set of games, set of methods that deals with everyday life, like your everyday and your personal life, and I will invite you to play with it a little bit, in order that you choose. Try to try all of those games
but in fact you can be inspired by one of them and go wherever it lets you. This is my favorite place. This is a abandoned factory area, now with lots of plants and even fruits. I will show you little by little. So, first game is connected with your flat. You live somewhere, wherever. Try to conquer your flat again with your body. I mean, walk through the flat, walk close to each walls, climb to the bed, climb to the closets. Try to squeeze yourself between the grumpy part of furniture. Try to push yourself like this to those closets and armors and try to like give it a friendly slap to pieces of your furniture, gentle ones as well, and try to pack yourself in the all possible hollowness of your flat. Second task, mysterious letter. Choose somebody that you know, that you think about, but you never have time to write a letter. Email, I mean, or letter, never mind. But the thing is, start a letter without any known logic. Like, write the words, invented words, whatever comes to your mind. Maybe think about emotion, what would you like to send, but to transfer, I mean, but not at all put it in a recognizable words. Just like letters together, the sound of letters, invent letters, whatever you want, but please, like, very important, don't explain on the beginning, on the end, that in fact this is only the school task or this is just a game. No.
Radio Beograd, prvi program. Ceo svet danas govori kako treba da se ukine ropstvo i da ne bude robova. Ali ima jedna još gora stvar nego biti rob, a to je biti robot. I kad bi me neko danas ustaro zapitao, stavio pred dilemu da li bi hteo biti rob ili robot, ipak bi pristao da budem rob, a ne robot. Mislim da sam u svom životu uvek hteo od ljudi da napravim slobodne ljude, da ne budu robovi, ali da ne budu ni roboti. Uvek sam smatrao da generacije koje dolaze posle nas treba da budu bolje od nas, jer inače progresa nema. I da se povlače onda kad im vreme za to dođe i da daju savete samo onda kad od njih mlađi traže. Ja sam radostan što mogu da kažem da su zbilja generacije posle mene bolje od mene. Mislim i na tebe.
So, go to the last floor of your building. If you don't live in a building, find a building. Somebody lives in a building. Go to the last floor. Take a deep breath and start to run, to rush down, down, down through the stairs and ring doorbell on each and every door. Take a notice of the differences of the ring, but don't stay too long because you don't want to enter each door. Like rush and dig dong and ring and go out. It's a big joy, little harm, but big joy. If you didn't do it as a child, like now is your last chance. Alright, I hope, I suppose, or if you live in a building, again, building, 2-3 floors, like at least 5 families together. In your building, it's supposed to be, trying to find it, some kind of display box, like a wooden box with a glass, for various kind of serious, normal information about the building. Try to use this box as your small gallery, but let the content be some kind of systematic record, observation, some traces of your observation of the life of the building. It could be series of photographs, it could be something written, drawn, whatever, like an object of some kind, even video if you manage to put the screen and lock it somehow. Trying to find the key. Somebody had to have a key from it. In my case, once I did those, what is the word? But I will show you. Come back home. Ugh. Prepare your fingers and try to touch and kick each of the objects on your way at home like it is a new musical rhythmic or whatever you can kind of instrument. So go slowly, take the object or like kick it, drum it at something, drum it, everything. From the quiet, gentle.
Tato, nemoj da mi odlepiš to. Nemoj to da jadiš, ne! Ne!
Like touching to the real like noise, kicking and rhythms.
Oh! 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 Oh!
Alright, not everything, but try it. Go slow, take your time, take your days, and turn your flat into the symphonic orchestra, let's say so. Here.
Ej, Baluka! Ano to, Alija? Ano to, Kineka?
So, miniature collection. I don't know, are you obsessed by collecting or noticing objects, making objects? But in this game, I invite you to try to notice some kind of object that is normally or usually abandoned. Nobody takes care about it, nobody notices it. But you do, and you like it, you have to like it. Start to meticulously collect it. Somehow find a way, find a diary box, some kind of pockets, find a way to collect it. And maybe date it or wrote down something little that reminds you when and where or how do you feel or in that moment, you know, something. It don't have to be strictly scientific, but it had to have something, little bit of that systematic. Like this head or like that wing, not bigger, you know, something that if fire starts in your flight, you can take that album and run away, you will save it. So, next game is about drawing. Drawing in impossible condition. You don't need to be a skillful drawer, just give it a try. And this will help. The best is to work in pairs. So, let's say I look at you and try to draw you, you look at me and try to draw me. But in a series of different obstacles. somehow squeeze out something more intimate and honest. And at least, and as well, it will show you that if you want something, if you want to make something, to do something, you could do it even in a seemingly impossible condition. Maybe. Anonymous video letter. Well, you need to choose a person, somebody who you know but not enough, or would like to know, or something happened but then it stopped. So, choose somebody and invent some kind of plan, some tactic. And start to send that person anonymous video letter. So letters that come from anonymous new mail. When I say came to smart method, I mean even if that person don't respond, try to find a way to somehow hack to see when he's looking that mail, for how long and so on. Content of the mail, it's up to you. It don't have to be love, relation, vertigo. Most probably it will be, but it don't have to be. It could be any kind of, how to say, any kind of like throwing some like signal far away to that person. And don't give up if he or she don't respond. Anonymous video letter. I suppose you have a huge family tree, and that many of your family members you don't see very often, or those situations are pretty formal. There is no that closeness that maybe you remember from your youth. So, what about, I propose, one game of so-called cousin slap. Cousin slap. Which means meet your family members. They could be male, female, younger, older, maybe not too old, maybe not too young. And try to play that slapping game with them. Like, friendly slapping. Pam, 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 pam. Stop before it become really ugly fight, real fight. But come on, do something for real, like. In my case, it really helped to refresh this rigid relationship that our relationship become.
Tek posle ovih tuča i lemanja, umoran i oznojen, ja sam se s nekim od njih zagrlio, čoveče, prvi put posle 10-15 godina.
So warmly recommended. Friendly or cousin slap. Again, choose some family member, but this time don't slap him, but follow him. Ask him to make a film together, like short film together, but you're supposed to be only the medium, only the hand and eye, camera, editing, whatever is needed for him, for her, to follow his wishes. Completely uncritically, whatever this person say, let's do it.
Nemoj da snimam, nemoj da.
Daj da vidimo, da vidimo.
Moj.
Ali taj strip će nam biti scenarij za film.
Mračno konja kufu dečaka.
Ljubav moja.
Ne više! Šta se dalo?
And choose a person that is farthest from film. And let's hope that this person will bring that cooking or engineering or cleaning, whatever her job or hobby was, logic, to film or to some other kind of, no, film. Let's say film. Ti mi godinama govoriš kad ćeš snimiš nešto ljudski normalno. Daj mi onda kažeš šta.
Pa znaš da bilo šta o rođacima recimo da snimaš, ali da snimiš normalne stvari, nekako tamo padamo i kako se glesavimo, sviramo gitaru koju ne znamo da sviramo. Mislim, zato ti kažem nešto smisleno što je nama primereno, eto to sve se mi glesavi.
Šta misliš, šta znači normalan film?
Pa kada se dešava nešto normalno, neko dešavanje, ne... Kako živi naša porodica, to.
Kad bi ja recimo snimala film, šta bi ja volila?
Da.
Ja mislim zapravo da ljudi u stvari treba prvo prodrmati, podići nečem što je atraktivno. Ja to zovem gola žena.
Imaš ideju u startu da znaš šta hoćeš, pa da onda radiš. Moj utisak je da ti počneš da radiš, pa dok dođeš šta ispadne od toga.
Nemoj nikad da uzmeš nečiji događaj, nego ga smisli ti. Lepo je kad ga ti oblikuješ. Jer, znaš šta, vrlo često, a vrlo retko se ostvari, da je nešto onako kako bi valjalo. Možeš samo dobra glava da izmisli.
Samo ustani, spusti ruke. Normalno ustani, samo odseš. Choose one daily ritual, like some home work that you really hate or that it's really boring. Cleaning the floor, washing the dishes, taking the dog out, doing homework with your kid, doing something in a house that you have to do, or some administration work, doing a phone call to some family member that you are bored with that, you don't want to do it. Please, like for once, take this task as a spectacular, something that you will really now enjoy in. Something boring turned by your decision into something spectacular. If that is possible at all.
Ovo je film o šmekeru, koji devojke okreće kao ploče. On zna kako da im priđe.
Dobro večer.
I kako da ih pogleda.
Što me tako gledaš?
Ovo je ljubavni film. Studentski ljubavni film. Naivni ljubavnici i jedna misteriozna žena.
Baš bi voljela da je vidim.
Ona svoju ljubav lovi noću i čuva kopnu tajnu. Nemirna bića u potrazi za ljubavlju provešće vas kroz avanturu
Dečko.
punu bezobrazne erotike.
I?
Priča sa nezaboravnim dijalozima.
Čekate nekog?
Ne, da ovi. A što to tebe zanima?
I veštačkim osvetljenjem.
Pa mislio sam da vam pravim društvo dok čekate.
Duhovit je zovit. Na momente brutalno. Inspirisan literaturom, ali donekle i originalan. Film koji se posle 17 godina neočekivano vraća sa groblja studentskih filmova i najavljuje talentovanog reditelja i par nedovoljno primećenih glumaca. Ivan, Svetlana i Dejana. U Miloševom filmu Glas života. Film koji je profesor Miša Radivojević ocenio rečima kao da ga je pravila salatasta svest.
Nice things about the diary form that I proposed is that you don't have to have a big idea on the beginning, nor you don't have to know the end of your project or of your movie, whatever. But there is a but. I advise you to choose very precise form in which you will lead your diary. When I said like miniature object that hang around your house or daily improvisation with the object, like something small. It can be last sentence before you go to bed or whatever, but carefully choose that mold and then stick to it. Try to put various contents, various emotion into this form. So, diary materials come daily together with the life. You don't feel it anymore that you are working something. Simply become one of your habits and it pile up very fast. You don't notice. But then when you turn around and look into this pile of material, good thing with the work that you do with somebody or for somebody, as I mentioned, like drawing each other, helping cousin to do its films, or like sending anonymous video, you are not alone, and it's not everything about you in your ego, sometimes over-pressured cosmos. Then those works are somehow lighter. You think about somebody else who you send something, or you try to help your grandmother making her first and last film.
Probajte tako. Ne, tu, gledaj, ovde, ali ne sme ni ovde, ne sme.
Malo breže.
Ni ovo nije tako.
Unmute, please, Miloš.
Hello. Some of those things
I was
are
enjoying
funny
particularly this last bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody on Facebook right now, please switch back to Zoom because there is a link.
Free drinks on
below
Zoom.
the video. Free drinks on Zoom. Please switch back to Zoom because there you can join the Zoom call and you can ask questions live with Miloš. Switch there. Okay. We'll just wait a little bit for the people to join. I see some people joining. Oh, some nice names. Cool. Wow. Beautiful. Yeah, so this is definitely a lecture that is that I wish I had when I was a student, because I do remember those creative blocks where the things are passing by you and everything is there, but you simply cannot choose. And the biggest mistake is to search for the perfect thing, because you know, it's a search only for perfect thing, because you have to be open towards everything in order to have to catch a big fish. So you have to keep fishing, you know, to catch the big fish, something that you would like to dedicate your year or 4 or 5 years, or I don't know, whole life towards. I mean, it's not easy to choose. So I do remember those blocks, like, oh, there are so many things I can do, but everything's done. You know, all the good ideas are already, you know, but later in life, thanks to similar processes that you present here, it's now very easy to come up with new ideas. The only thing is to be open, and this lecture of yours and these recommendations are beautifully crafted, like to open up people towards it. And I thank you for that.
Thanks. If it's at least a little bit, as you said, I'm really happy. And it's true when you mentioned this. I remember myself in the faculty. You know, I wanted so badly to make something special, and you know, at least something genius. And then on the other hand, I had to learn many those like classical rules of storytelling, filmmaking, and you know, and I didn't want it, but I had to, because you know why I'm there then, and it was such a clash, you know. No, but maybe I didn't explain, and I didn't. It was maybe not clear. The things before that last trailer was a trailer for my really bad student movie that I was hiding for years. Like really, nobody saw it for like 16 years, and then I thought, yeah, it's bad, it's still bad, but it's mine, and I can play it with that a little bit more. So the process, who said when the process is done, you know, it's your work, you're still live, you know, something going on. And I made the new editing, you know, new graphics, sound design, voiceover, and really make something that healed my film trauma from school days. I made a trailer that I really enjoyed every time when I see it, and then I'm nearly happy that I made as bad film back then because I could play with it now. And so the process is not over, I think, and there is no definitive marks of like good and bad works. You know, they're moving still between those two categories. And in
that
between.
Is so hard to hear. I'm happy that I made bad thing, but that's so true. So I would really like the others to join us with questions. Does anybody have any question? Please speak now.
Or call me anytime. There is I will leave the hotline in the chats. Call anytime.
I have a question. Actually, I want to say how inspired I am with this whole lecture and videos. And I have a feeling that while you work on these things, you kind of loosen up your blockages, some situation that you feel like uncomfortable in your life, in your relationships and things. And do you think you will ever like unleash all these blockages from yourself? Is there an end to it ever? Or it's a game, like endless?
You know, like we are growing and changing, and life became kind of more complicated. You know, with if I compare student day with now being a father and the family, it's more complicated, of course. So it's true. Like the films, it's maybe kind of my defense how to process all those, let's say, so like real things that happen to me, how to turn them into the pieces of movie. And then I realized I really enjoy them much more if they're not only, you know, the life and those like things that I have to do, but if it's the film at the same time, you know, if I film it sometimes, or even if I think about them as a possible material for film, then I really enjoy much more in them. So yeah, it's kind of alibi to be a little bit more childish and to devote more time and to be a little bit more sensitive. Yeah, it's easier in films than in life, really.
Yeah, that's great, really.
People, you can also ask questions in the chat if you want to type them down instead of showing up live. I also have one more question for you, Miloš, which is always a bit nasty one. So how do you balance between, you know, being able to work on everything you like and everything that comes to your mind, like good ideas, and also find the fine balance between, you know, finding the funds for your films and for your works, because that's always the most difficult part.
Well, luckily, my parents really supported me when I was, you know, high school student and after. So I really could do tons of things that I really would like to do. You know, experiment, to go to the blind streets, spend the weeks in something that turns out like, you know, what to do with it and so on. And then little by little, people start to call me to do those similar things, but for money, like little money and a little bit bigger money. And then when I had to decide, should I do something like commercial or teaching, then somehow teaching pop up as something that I really enjoy much more than doing something more or less commercial that I, in fact, don't know how to do it well. You know, I tried a few times when Stomach told me, like, say no on some propose, and I said yes, and I didn't do it good. And somehow, sometimes it turned out that they didn't pay me on the end, you know, and I didn't enjoy the process. So I would really advise, if somebody, well, ask, like, don't do, don't do something that you like just for some times, and then you will come back to something that you really like, because you're doing something, let's say, I don't say like that commercial thing is bad, but doing that you don't like, you're sending signals that you're doing those things, and people who don't know you but can see, they see those works and they will call you to do something similar, not the things that you really like, because if you didn't show it, if you didn't send it. So I'm trying to I write projects for my films, and get money from film fund from time to time. I teach a lot. I like that very much, because it's like a laboratory, it's look like a real life. There are real people, and we can try things that I cannot do as easy in the teaching. And for example, I work with the Center for Promotion of the Science lately, and so I had a topic there. I make one video a month for them. I have a topic, but really I have a freedom to make it my own way. So luckily, mostly I got a call from those kind of things. People saw my films and they would like something similar, but a little bit more normal, but still with the freedom, and I'm happy to do it. So it's no big division between like work for myself and work for money, luckily.
Luckily, that's a perfect blend. And I think that also comes from when you work on something you like, and when you have that kind of approach that you have. We do have one more question from Michal in chat. He says, you often post short stories with these little moments on Facebook. How to be prepared and observant enough to capture them? They are very fascinating.
I thank you. I'm really happy to see that somebody noticed that. I rarely have a time to go and search for those moments. It's really nearly often I go somewhere from A to B, but as I told you in the beginning, I noticed those things, and I had to stop, to put a brake on bicycle and record it without any thinking, because there is no time. When I sniff that something will happen, maybe I just press the camera telephone from the angle that I saw it, and like hoping that really some small story will turn out, and it often do. And I started to post it every day when I started in Instagram, in like a small cinema, and somehow, and then I little bit got tired to edit it every day and post it, but I still record it every day. So there would be material for like daily news. How to be prepared? Just to look around and have a, how to say, like have a taste for those small things. Like everybody would notice something different, according to what do you like. Of course, there is a question: do I have a right to do it? Like, is it like world my piece of cake, and then I just cutting the pieces? Of course, I'm not sure, but I cannot resist. Simply, I cannot resist.
Would you agree then it's a matter of training? So you have to be in it every day in order to find those golden moments, or?
Yeah, definitely.
Do we have more questions from someone? Cool, then I will continue. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak more with Miloš. Okay, so the last question for you from my end would be, if somehow you lost all of these ideas that you placed inside of this beautifully crafted and very creative, as Igor Prasel from Animateka said, fucking creative. If you lost these methods for opening up, what would be your next step? How would you gain back that creativity, or those simple tasks to boost up your creativity and find ideas?
Fall in love and start to try to hook that person with with the things that you do. And few days before, one friend asked me, like, I think you should place some like big impossible goal, in front of you, and then like working toward it. And he said, I would love my sculptures to be the most expensive sculptures in Serbia and so on. And somehow we were walking with the children's, and I was thinking about it, like what it would be for me. And somehow I thought that I would like to be as vital as, I hope you know it, maybe you know it, like the director of documentaries movies, Želimir Žilnik. You know the guy. He worked from 60s, and from the things, I met him a few times and I read some of his interviews. I don't know, is he really like this? But I would like to be, I will describe it now. It seems to me that he, at least in his like the 100% potential, is a guy that wherever you throw him, in whichever country, in whichever generation, and even if his films are erased, you know, he could start from the scratch, from the beginning again, with his kind of, you know, curiosity to ask, you know, people to listen to them and to find the possible, you know, material nearly everywhere. I really like the attitude of this guy. He really don't behave like, you know, old dignified film director that, you know, have his opus. It's really not. Like I met him and he was speaking with some radical left-wing young people on some abandoned boat on the Sava River. We were there, and you know, and he was listening, and then he was like kneeling down a little bit, and you know, like doing like this, and you know, really, it was like, as I told you, like everything could start from the zero anytime, and I would really like to have that attitude, like that kind of, you know, he's 75, and you know, life is just about the beginning. It seems to me, at least for him. So maybe I'm idolizing him. Maybe I don't know him good, but it doesn't matter. It's not only about him. It's about that attitude that I would like to, you know, to steal.
This is the moment of silence that you like to have on your classes. Okay, Miloš, I cannot thank you enough for this presentation, for this lecture, but now we got an additional question and we still do have some time. And it's I'd like to hear a description of a normal day in Miloš's life, says Tamara.
All right, I'm trying to wake up early around 6:30 to go swimming or to do yoga with Maria, my wife. Then I walk a dog a little bit and go to bakery and buy, you know, some things. Then I make a breakfast for me or for whole family. Then I'm trying to do my best to, in the Zen state, move my son through the, you know, dressing up, daily hygiene, doing homework, because now, you know, the childhood is different. Like, it's not that he's going to school, like, no. And during that time, I'm trying to do like a little bit, maybe like working on my drawing animation, like to coloring something that I can do, you know, with the left hand, playing 2 times 5 minutes like guitar, some new melodies. Then if it's my day for being with Dren, I'm like a teacher policeman that guards mostly very boring online classes. And I'm listening about the history, about grammatics of Serbian language. Sometimes it's funny, you know, I'm hearing again those hero old or Srpske narodne pesme, old heroes stories, folk poems. Sometimes, you know, whenever I turn my head, he's playing some game, so I'm really like policeman there. And then I grab sometimes to go to work, and work means to write maybe some 5 to 10 emails, you know, to send some proposition, to answer the run. And sometimes I do some little sketches for some ideas, like, you know, some various ideas that comes for collages, for poster, for something. I animate a little bit when I grab sometimes. And luckily, between those places, I record something here and there. And it really happened on most unexpected places and moments. And if I succeed to, you know, fish something little, then I could say, all right, even if they passed practically, I gained something little. but as well, I'm trying to enjoy like all those actions, even being policeman. It's hard. Normal day. Yeah, like full of things to do and a little bit of things like to make, to write down something, to make few seconds of animation, to edit a little bit something, because there is always really like 3 or 4 parallel projects that are on the different stages of production.
Is there enough time in a day for you to do everything you want?
No, I really often feel, kind of, I didn't make it. It's bad attitude. I should, put my goals lower and be happier. But I'm really happy when I'm, succeed something, and I'm really happy doing workshops. As I told you, it's like, yeah, I told already. Yeah.
You have a thank you from Barbie. She says it was fabulous and truly inspiring. There is a question from Fedor. Music seems to be a big part of your life. Do you have a musician whose work you find specifically inspiring, or specifically the way they create music?
I am unfulfilled musician, that is for sure. Because for years, I'm always like, like drumming somewhere, or, like making some sounds, and I would like to be like more brave to say like, to jump into playing music much more. But then because of that, like from time to time, I choose music as a topic for film, or like a method, or music that is very much involved in film. And then I have few friends composer, and we really do it some kind of, together, sometimes together in the studio, and I'm trying to explain like, or like acting, way of playing those instrument, and then do it, and they make it better. Or sometimes like write it down, how I imagine, what I heard of instrument of. So yeah, and lately I start to learn to play guitar again, like from the basics. I have a teacher, and go to him nearly every week, and learn like this ABCD, and like notes, BCD, C, tones, like notes, harmonies, chords, and everything. For me, is music really, really very, very important. What is the question? Big part of your life, yeah. Do you have musicians whose work you find? Many of them. Like lately, I listen a lot to something that I heard from Maria, my wife, and she really brings often many things that are really precious into the films, and so she found out the opera show on the Mixcloud. There is a series of shows. The one woman is a conductor, is leading it, and it's such a combination, like a bouquet of music that I never heard before. I would warmly recommend you, like, listen to the opera show, it's called. It's not only about opera, but so this is this is what I listen in the last few months mostly, the opera show.
Cool. Our time is up. So thank you very much for this beautiful lecture and for the answers. Miloš, I cannot tell you thank you enough for fulfilling this day, and I'm happy that this lecture and Q&A will stay recorded for the others who missed this opportunity, really to rewatch it later. And I choose again to thank the CEE Animation, and this was a presentation that's part of CEE Animation Experience, which is supported by Creative Europe Media, Ministry of Public Administration in Slovenia, and Slovenian Film Center. I also choose to thank to Marta, Michal, Maroš, and Bojan for organizing this. And please watch after our logout, after we are done talking. There are also some slides which are announcing the next lectures, which are happening in the following few days, that are also part of the CEE experience. And Miloš, if you want to say something, and then thank you very much for this.
I would just like to say, please, as we promised, pour the wine into the glasses of all people that came to the Facebook again, to the Zoom again from Facebook. They deserve it.
We said drinks, but we didn't say alcohol, so only tea from my end.
All right. Hopefully to see you alive, man. I miss that, and I think we all. Thanks very much. Let's go on. I cross fingers to all of us.
Cool. Thank you, and goodbye to everyone. And now see the end credits. Thank you, Miloš. Hvala.
Ciao. Ciao, ciao.